What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your number one source for VGC edutainment, James Eakes, and today I'm bringing you guys my tournament preparation guide. I want to give a little disclaimer right off the bat that this is not a team building guide, but I am going to be giving some team recommendations or touch-up stuff, kind of like that in the whole grand scheme of things of a tournament preparation guide. But yeah, this is not a team building guide, everybody. So this video was actually sub gold on my Twitch, so thank you guys everybody who helped hit this sub goal. And if you guys do want to check me out on Twitch, I'll leave a link in the description. I would love it if you guys came and checked me out. But yeah, I really want to help those who are new and going to their first real live tournaments. I want to help them feel as confident and calm as possible. That's kind of the goal of this video. I've personally been all around the world for Pokemon events, and I actually just looked up today that I've played in exactly 92 live events, so that's an interesting stat. I'll probably be hitting my 100th event ever this year, so that's gonna be pretty cool. So I've definitely been around the block, in this aspect of things, so I've definitely got some information to share. I'm gonna talk about things that you can do before a tournament to feel more comfortable, feel more prepared to do well at the event, and even some mid-tournament tips, so let's hop in. Prepping for a tournament can be stressful, but I'm going to try and ease you guys in as best as I can. Now, talking purely in-game prep, I think it's very important to have a game plan against very common cores being used in the meta. And you should be educated on common cores through, honestly, some of my videos, my stream, or stuff like that. But through just playing on showdowns, studying the meta, you're going to have a good idea of the current threats. For example, right now, really common ones are T-Tar Excadrill, Scopeland's Togekiss, Duraludon Whimsicott, and Rhyperior Trick Room stuff. But you guys are going to be wanting to stay educated on new upcoming meta shifts and strategies. Now, some really popular up-and-coming strategies that you definitely want to be prepared for right now are things like Fake Tears Grimmsnarl, Gmax Charizard and Friends, and Durant Togekiss. Those are definitely things that you want to keep on your radar right now. You should try to adapt your team to keep up with these new rising threats, and always be aware of what's new in the meta so you don't arrive to an event with an outdated team and are caught by surprise by the meta shifts. And next, while this may sound very obvious, I would recommend you practice with your team prior to the event. I recommend playing at least an hour to 2 hours with your team that you're going to bring until you feel comfortable. Because being comfortable with your team is very important. By knowing your team well, you reduce the chances of you misplaying by not knowing how your team operates, meaning your losses will most likely come down to being outplayed, which is a different dynamic of in-game play, but you can affect your amount of misplays through getting a lot of experience with your team. Now, let's talk about things to actually bring physically to an event. Some of these are personal preference, but for example, I think that taking notes is very important. Notes personally keep me in the zone by keeping my head always thinking about the game, and marking down relevant speed orders can be very important. Dynamax animations take a long time in this game, so that gives you a lot of time to write down notes, any of your thoughts or items or speeds, anything like that. Some people find notes distracting, but I enjoy having an encyclopedia of my previous events all written down, and then the in-game reasons that I just stated I think are very important as well. Now guys, don't go playing in an event on an empty stomach. Pokemon events are like a marathon, and critically thinking for long periods of time is exhausting in itself. A few great mental foods I recommend having on you during a tournament are dark chocolate or nuts. All of these items promote healthy brain functioning, so I definitely recommend bringing some. I would also recommend not eating greasy fast food, for example, before or during a tournament due to them making you feel sluggish. Caffeine is obviously very beneficial as well. Coffee, G Fuel, tea, etc., stuff like that. Being alert and energized for an event is always recommended. I also personally recommend bringing headphones to an event to drown out sounds of the venue and to help you stay in the zone for your battle. You don't even have to plug them into your Switch if you don't want to. It's just nice having them cancel the sound out around you, so definitely I would bring some headphones. And while they can be expensive, I would recommend a nice battery pack to recharge your Switch now that we're using the Switch instead of the DS. For example, Dallas Regionals actually had docks that charged your Switch during the event, but you can't expect, your local PC or mid-season or even every regional ever to even have these docks. So it's definitely something that you should look into, and it's definitely better to be safe than sorry with your Switch charge. And now guys, while this is another pretty obvious one, I think it is very important to try not to dwell on your previous rounds until the tournament is completely over. Getting hacked or getting unlucky can make you really upset and salty when you're at the tournament, but when you are at this tournament to win, you've got to keep your head in the game for the whole tournament. These negative feelings and feelings of going on tilt can keep you from playing your best for the rest of the tournament. Until you've hit that 2 or 3 losses threshold, you know, depending on how many attendants there are, you are still in the running to win the tournament. So do not let tilt and hacks get the best of you. As I mentioned before, tournaments are a battle of stamina, so you've got to stay focused until the very end. Now guys, of course, do not forget your team sheet. Some TOs will actually charge you money to use one of their team sheets, maybe like $1 or something. So just try to print them out at home and fill them out at home. And of course, you're going to want to double check your team sheet. Make sure all the information that you wrote down mirrors the Pokemon that you're going to be using in your game. Because if you write something down incorrectly, like you write down Thunderbolt on your Drifblim instead of Shadow Ball, you know, maybe an old iteration of your team had a different move, you are risking losing that Pokemon completely for the whole tournament and getting a game lost in that tournament. So guys, definitely double check your team sheets. And guys, also double check the tournament start time on the Pokemon event locator page. Showing up after registration can stop you from entering the tournament completely or give you a round 1 loss, which is super shitty. And guys, if registration is from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., for example, do not be that guy who shows up at 11 a.m. The tournament wants to start at 11 a.m. and the TOs and judges are hard at work to make this event happen for you. So don't be a dick. Guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Let's go through a few concluding bullets now that we're here at the end. I think having a healthy mind and body is paramount for success at tournaments, so try to stay healthy and eat healthy foods. Try to always keep up with the meta so you're not caught off guard by new popular strategies. Always double check your team sheet and double check event info before going and don't show up late. Now guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please do check me out on Twitch, guys. I stream 5 days a week. I would love it if you guys come and hang out with me. The links are in the description. I appreciate all your guys' support. You guys are so awesome. We actually hit over 150 subscribers here on YouTube, which is so cool. So I'm totally stoked about that. But guys, that's going to do it from me today. So I will catch you guys all later. Peace.